Hello everyone, I'm Georgia and this is The Sound of Georgia. Let's talk about Hamilton. Really? We're talking about Hamilton again? Oh yes we are! Don't you think you talk about it too much? No. Well, I have listened to pretty much nothing else for a long time. So as I've been listening to the album and looking at Genius lyrics and flipping through the Revolution for reasons, I've noticed something. Some of the lyrics as shown on geniuslyrics.com don't actually match up with the lyrics shown in the Revolution. So what's the deal with that? So today we're going to be looking at some of the inconsistencies with the lyrics. This took a long time to do, much longer than I expected. So this video will just be Act 1 and I'll make a separate video for Act 2 probably next week. If for whatever reason Act 2 doesn't have any of these inconsistencies, well, then there won't be a need for the video, but I'm pretty sure there will be, so stay tuned. So what I did was go through the lyrics as shown on geniuslyrics.com and through the Revolution and work out where they're not the same. Now I don't know exactly how Genius Lyrics works, but I'm just going to be taking it as is from what I see on the website. It seems like Genius is closer to what you hear on the album than the Revolution is, which I don't know how I feel about that. So obviously there are plenty of songs that don't have any differences, but there are also quite a few that do, and they're the ones we're going to be looking at today. And so the first one that sort of has an inconsistency, and you'll see what I mean by sort of, is Aaron Burr Sir / My Shot. Now the lyrics aren't actually different, but it's where they cut the song. On Genius and on the album, the last line of Aaron Burr Sir is the boys going, "Ooh, ooh are you, ooh are you, ooh are you, ooh, ooh is this kid, what's he gonna do?" In the Revolution, that's shown to be the first line of My Shot. So no differences lyric-wise, just, well, yeah, that. But that's not the only difference in My Shot. In the Revolution, the line reads, "And if we win our independence, is that a guarantee of freedom for our descendants?" On Genius, and I'm pretty sure on the album from what I hear, is, "And if we win our independence, is that a guarantee of freedom for our descendants?" I really don't know how well I'm singing these, but, well, you can't not sing. Moving along, the next few songs are all fine, until we get to A Winter's Ball. This is more like the first example, where the inconsistency is where it actually changes to Helpless. On Genius, as on the album, A Winter's Ball ends with "Hey, hey, 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 hey." In the Revolution, that's the opposite, with those being the opening lines to Helpless. And that's really all there is for Helpless, but it's time to rewind, because Satisfied is the big one. The Genius says, "Handsome boy, does you know it?" The Revolution has an "and" in there for some reason, and it's a big enough difference that you can realise it's not on the recording. So I don't know. I really don't know about any of this. That's why I'm making the video. Moving on. My father has no son, so I'm the one who has to social climb for one. So I'm the oldest and the wittiest, and the gossip in New York City is insidious. Wait, is that the line? My father has no son, so I'm the one who has to social climb for one, because I'm the oldest and the wittiest, and the gossip in New York City is insidious. The Revolution says "cause," and Genius says "so." This is kind of a weird one, where you can almost trick yourself into hearing either of them. I've heard "so" most of the time, but I swear when I first listened to it, I heard "cause." And even though the recording very clearly seems to say "so," "cause" actually makes more sense, so it's a little weird. We're not done yet though. According to the Revolution, Angelica introduced him to Eliza on Genius, and again, from what I can tell on the album, it's just introduce. But here's a moment in Satisfied that Genius gets wrong. After, "At least my dear Eliza's his wife, least I keep his eyes in my life." Genius seems to indicate that there's another "he will never be satisfied." And if you listen to the recording, that's clearly not on there. And it's not in the Revolution either, so point to the Revolution. The next one is kind of the same in that the Revolution gets it right. The album has what is written in the Revolution, and if you listen to the song at all, you know that Genius got it wrong. And that is in Wait For It. Burr's big "we rise and we fall" is not on Genius. Genius just seems to have all the backups for that moment in the song. It really was hard to include all of the chorus in this video. I don't think there's that many discrepancies in the actual backups, but I might have missed some of them, if there were. Now, there's no differences in Meet Me Inside, but I did want to bring it up because I did see something where it was a little different. I think it was one of these Finish This Lyric video, and it had, instead of Let's Ride, which is what you see on both Genius and The Revolution, That's Right. So to that I'd say that's wrong. Now this is going to be the hard one to get across, and I don't know whether I'll be able to sing this one, because it's Guns and Ships. I can do Guns and Ships, but I don't think singing it will help my case at all here. According to Genius, Lafayette wants to make 'em drop and burn 'em up. According to Genius, Lafayette thinks they can win this war at Yorktown. According to Lafayette, there is someone else we need. In The Revolution, the and is cut and the there is becomes theirs. Lafayette thinks they can end this war in Yorktown, and from what I can hear listening to the song, I think in Yorktown is right, but the other two are what's written on Genius. Either way, I can still rap it. I'm taking this horse by the reins, making red coats red with blood, Saint Lafayette! And the last song I'm going to talk about is Yorktown, and this is a bit of a weird one, and it's all got to do with Hercules Mulligan. Best name ever, by the way. Now this one could very possibly just be me. Both The Revolution and Genius lyrics match, but I hear something different. Towards the end of his little bit, I swear he says, "Somebody's gotta shovel it." Whereas both The Revolution and Genius have it as somebody. So this one could very well just be my ears. But let me know if it's your ears too. After he's finished singing his little part, there's a bit that you could almost miss. I mean, I never saw it as really actual lyrics, just sort of noises. And that's where the company goes left, right, hold. According to The Revolution, there's a whoa before it. I can't hear that in the song, and Genius cuts it out too. So there are all the songs I could find with lyric inconsistencies in the first act. But I do want to bring up Tomorrow There'll Be More of Us, or Lauren's Interlude, or whatever you want to call it. This is the one that does not appear on the album, but it is in The Revolution, and if you look it up on YouTube, you will be able to find something. However, the version you can find on YouTube is from the off-Broadway recording, so it's not the same as what's written in The Revolution and, I imagine, what's in the show. Now I know that's not the same as anything I've talked about so far, but I did just want to mention it. Tomorrow there'll be more of us. As I said earlier, it seems to be that for the most part, Genius lyrics is closer to what you hear on the album, which is really kind of sad because being the behind the scene book and containing all of Lin's notes, I really want to say The Revolution is what it should be. The real lyrics. But given the album, I really don't know. And honestly, I can't think of too much of a reason as to why they'd be different. I imagine for the most part everything on Genius has been taken from listening to the album, rather than what's written in The Revolution. But why the album doesn't match what's written in The Revolution really confuses me. So let me know in the comments what you think. Did you notice any of this before? Did you think I missed any? As I said, it was a really tough process to do, so I may very well have missed some. And of course, what do you think is real? What would you consider to be the true lyrics? And that's everything I've got for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my video next week. So long, farewell!